Hey guys, it's Julia from Sunbeam Yellow and of course Q&A the Librarian Way. You can find Emily and I at thelibrarianway.com and I'll have that linked below. Today's video is me answering the question that Emily asked 2 weeks ago, and she asked me such a standard question that all readers are asked at some point, but it is one of the hardest questions to answer, and that is what world or place would I live in from a book if I could. And so I'm going to break this into two answers, and I hope that's not breaking the rules, but I'm going to give an answer for a fantasy world and then a more realistic world, because those are really hard to compare. And it's funny because as a reader, I can think very quickly of all these lands and worlds I wouldn't want to live in because of how dangerous they are, or scary, or crazy. But it's just as hard to come up with one that I would, because there's so many. There's so many worlds I would love to live in my books. But I'm going to pick one that's probably very stereotypical and everyone is expecting of me, but hands down, if I could live in a fantasy world, it would be Narnia. I am a Chronicles of Narnia girl, have been since I was little. I have watched the BBC movies and the newer Walden movies, and I've read the books a variety of times. I am a Narnian at heart. I think Puddleglum in the book The Silver Chair says, "I will live as a Narnian even if there is no Narnia." And that's like my motto in the reading world, because I would totally live there, even if it was, crazy and violent at different times and I had to fight in these different battles next to Lucy and Edmund and Peter and Susan. I would totally be willing to do that. I would want to be in Cair Paravel. That is by far my favorite fantasy world. So I would pick Narnia. Now, if I were going to pick a realistic world, I would pick Prince Edward Island from the Anne of Green Gables series. And I know that that's a real place, and so I could go live there if I wanted to, and I've never been there before or visited, but I have to say, whether I'm reading the books or watching those movies, the visual imagery is so strong, and no matter what's happening in the town with the people, and I love all of the characters from those books, I just want to be there. I want to be in that setting, and I'm kind of an outdoorsy person at times, and so I love the idea of just living in the beautiful landscape that they have. It's very calming and serene, even if, things are going crazy in town with, the gossip and, Anne doing something she shouldn't be doing. So anyway, those are my two answers. I would pick Narnia or Prince Edward Island. My question for you, Emily, that you have to answer in a couple of weeks is, because I know you are such a big reader, what are some of your reading quirks or things that you have to do as a reader or as you're beginning a book? Like for me, I always count the number of pages in a chapter before I start reading the chapter. I don't know why, I just need to know. Which makes it hard for me to read ebooks sometimes. So that's my quirk. So what kind of quirks do you have? Or do you have any kind of pet peeves or whatnot when it comes to reading a book? So there you go. I hope you enjoyed my answer, and we'll see you next week back together on a Q&A the Librarian Way video. Okay, bye.